Creating a master copy can be seen as easy because you work from a reference photo of a painting that has already been made. But in my eyes, it's one of the most challenging things I can do. Of course, you already have a beautiful painting laid out for you, but you still have to draw the composition, decide how you are gonna approach the painting, how you build up the layers and accurately mix the colors. It can be a very frustrating process. Even though I know that my artistic skills are far from the great masters and I'm trying my best to create a master copy, I get confronted with the question, what is my artistic limit? So today I'm creating a painting from Sorolla, the Spanish painter of light. Through one of my many searches, I stumbled upon this painting and felt immediately drawn to the lightness of it. The painting shows two women walking along the beach in Valencia with the sea in the background. Sorolla was a Spanish painter, born in Valencia and known for his use of light and color, particularly in his depictions of landscapes, seascapes and beach scenes. He often portrayed ordinary people engaged in daily activities. Sorolla held a deep love for his hometown of Valencia, and it was the beaches of Valencia where he longed for and where he found inspiration for his most original and luminous compositions. The two women in the painting are Sorolla's wife on the left and their eldest daughter on the right. I wanted to get started right away with the tiny faces and hands because it's one of my biggest struggles. Something that I'm trying to practice and can be particularly beneficial in this painting process is looking at my reference and not seeing features or obstacles, but just dots of color that I transfer into my own painting. Sorolla's wife and daughter are depicted as relaxed and carefree, enjoying the beauty of their surroundings and each other's company. The mother wears a hat with a greenish transparent veil that drapes over her face and is blown backwards by the wind. Most of the mother's face is covered by the veil and shadows. Painting the sea was the most relaxing part of the whole painting. There was something magical about painting the waves, just by using different colors of blue and green, while painting in a more impressionistic way with loose brushstrokes. The scene is illuminated by the bright Mediterranean sunlight, and one of the characteristics of Sorolla's technique is his ability to create the impression of shimmering light and reflection. In this particular painting, he used a range of blues and greens to capture the nuances of the sea, and created the impression of sunlight bouncing off the water and sand through the use of bright contrasting colors and dynamic gestural brushstrokes. Before I started this painting, I ordered Soroya's book and it finally arrived. I was so happy and amazed by the quality of the pictures and of course his beautiful paintings. Up until this point, I had a really good and relaxing time creating this painting, but I stumbled upon a few problems after my book arrived. It all began with my cat that jumped into my painting palette. That caused a big mess and I had problems getting it off his paws. After that, I was pretty annoyed and it felt like I snapped out of my relaxing state of mind. The sun didn't work with me and kept creeping behind the clouds. And then I started aggressively painting the sand, and I'm glad that my behavior didn't mess it up too bad. There also was an original photo of the painting in this book, and I immediately saw a difference in colors compared to the one I was using on the internet. The faces and hands were much smoother, the colors of the sea were less harsh and had more soft blue and purple colors. It was at that moment that I realized I was painting from an image where the colors looked edited. So I decided to let the sea I made as it was and work further with the image of the book. There came a point where I just kept looking closer and closer at every brushstroke Soroya made and the slightest color differences. Whereas before I just enjoyed the process, I started to feel more and more disappointed in my own painting. I noticed that I wasn't having that much fun anymore and I started to ask myself the question: how far am I willing to go and how much can I handle while creating this master copy? I worked on this painting for almost a week and I was constantly looking at my own painting that showed flaws, texture and dirty or badly mixed colors. So right before I felt like I wanted to quit, I decided to take a short break and spontaneously visit a museum where I could see paintings in real life instead of looking at beautiful, perfect and smooth images in my book. Visiting this museum gave me back my perspective on how a painting actually looks like. I have to admit that I wasn't very familiar with Soroya, and I never really dove into his art and his life until I discovered more and more of his beautiful paintings. My interests in different art styles and painters can shift very quickly, and I'm someone that really follows my feelings and emotions at the moment I decide to create something new. While reading about Soroya's life, I came across a few letters between Soroya and his wife Clotilde, and it really stuck with me. Clotilde had a significant influence on Soroya's work, and she became his lifelong muse and frequent subject in his paintings. Soroya and Clotilde corresponded through letters when Soroya had to travel for work. The letters that they wrote to each other touched me because you can really feel the affection that the couple shared. It sheds a light on the sacrifices and dedication that were required for Soroya to become one of the most celebrated painters. Her influence on Soroya's art extended beyond just posing for him. She was an intelligent woman who played a significant role in taking care of family business and financial matters while Soroya was away, and provided valuable input and support to Soroya's art. Soroya dedicated several paintings to Clotilde, highlighting her importance in his life. He would often express his affection towards her by writing the words, "To my Clotilde, from his Joaquin." She was above all very patient and wrote in one of her letters, "I understand that a man like you is above all a painter, not my husband or a father, and as a painter he must prefer to paint above all else."